the Michigan Conservative Roundtable. I've got TJ on my right, and I've got Mac on my left. And what I want to talk to
Her
today...
name's Kim.
Oh, I'm Kim, by the way. What I want to talk to you today about is we've got some big things going on with our school systems, whether to send our kids to school or whether to teach them online. I'm really concerned about some of the plans they have for sending our kids to school. They're talking about kids wearing masks all day long. I think that's ridiculous. I think it's not even reasonable. Kids won't keep masks on. And what is the health, complications related to constant mask wearing? So the second thing I have is, teachers want to say all the time what essential workers they are. They should deserve the pay. We're essential. You have to have us. But when a time like this comes, they're like, we're not going to get near this. We don't want to catch it. We don't want to die. I even heard people were making funeral arrangements. Stupid stuff coming out of teachers' unions' mouths. But here it is, you know what? As a nurse, we were scared too when COVID first came. We had no supplies, which at least the teachers are being given supplies.
Yeah.
So, come on, buck up. Let's teach our kids in school again, because the thing is people can't afford to teach, especially if the single moms and the single dads can't homeschool. I would have loved to have homeschooled my children, but I was working 2 jobs as a single mom, and it was not, I couldn't do it. There was no way. I had no time. In looking into some of the online programs that the schools are using, I had a real hard time. It's hard to find any consistency of what the schools are doing. Apparently, the state of Michigan doesn't have a plan for an online schooling. They give them a bunch of options, and the schools get to pick.
Okay. So it's kind of a district by district thing?
Yes, from what I'm finding. But the one that comes across the most is called the Khan Academy. And it's a group of videos. And apparently what a lot of the parents are saying is these kids are assigned 6 videos or so from this, and that is their online learning. What is watching videos? That is not learning.
Well, it's like YouTube for education.
Second thing is what are these Khan Academy videos teaching?
This Khan, is it K-A-H-N?
K-H-A-N.
K-H-A-N, okay.
Uh-huh. And it was started in 2008 by a Salam Khan, who was a former hedge fund analysis.
Okay.
His first donators were Ann Doerr, D-O-E-R-R,
Okay.
Google, and Bill and Melinda Gates.
Okay.
And they now, Ann Doerr and Bill and Melinda Gates are now on their board of directors.
Okay.
Well, I have a comment about when you mentioned online teaching or classroom. I heard something in the news just this past week where one teacher in particular was taking issue or had reservations about conducting online classrooms because he was afraid the parents would actually sit there and monitor their children and then not like what was being taught to their children. In other words, if they're in the schoolroom setting, they can do it without necessarily the parents there to dissect what's actually being taught. But now, if they do it online, and the teachers, or if the parent is sitting there listening to what the teacher's instructing, and all of a sudden going, "Holy cow, we didn't know you were teaching this," and well, now the teacher. This particular teacher, he has some concerns over that possibly happening.
I have concerns about being held accountable for what I do.
Yeah, really, for what I'm
like everyone else.
What I'm improperly teaching or indoctrinating, we'll say.
Yeah, and you've got to wonder. I mean, with Bill and Melinda Gates on the board of this program, what are our kids? Bill and Melinda Gates have their hands in a lot of this stuff over COVID.
Well, they have all the money you could ever imagine having, and there's nothing that they want they can't have. So what else are they going to do? Well, they're going to meddle in everyone else's life.
They're richer than some countries
because they're so brilliant.
Yeah, And this Ann Doerr, or Doerr, she serves on the board of the Environmental Defense Fund. And
Left-wing organization.
exactly. So I've got some real concerns about what our kids are being taught online. The other thing is that, I sort of feel like this is the dumbing down of our children.
The continuation of it, because that's been going on for 50 years.
How our special education students that maybe have dyslexia
Yeah, that's
dealing with online. There's all sorts of concerns I can see. There's also some really interesting, the Khan Academy. Ted Mitchell is one of the board of directors. He was the undersecretary in the U.S. Department of Education and was nominated by Obama.
yeah.
He, prior to that, was the president of the California State Board of Education.
Yeah. I was going to say, because he was appointed by Obama, doesn't necessarily mean he was a bad guy, but when you add the second thing, well, he's a bad guy.
Yes, I have a James, it's Manyeka. He was the senior partner at McKinsey. Obama appointed him as the vice chair of Global Development Council at the White House.
Yeah.
What is this telling you?
Well,
Our kids are being taught.
Indoctrinated.
There's
The
nothing
Democrat-
new to leftism in schools. It's not really anything new. It's just they're a little less stealthy about it.
Right. So, like I said, I have some real concerns about what our kids are being taught, how they're being treated. I actually go into homes, so I go into some homes that have teachers. We're paying these teachers a heck of a lot of money
They don't think so.
for maybe an hour or two of work a day. If you're lucky to get someone on the line. I had one family who couldn't get the teacher on the line for days.
Well, I have a teacher who's a friend, and I guess they do it like on a Skype type thing or Zoom. And you can see all the kids. They're fighting with their siblings. They're doing something else. They're on phone calls. None of which should be allowed in a classroom. But what's going to happen? Who's going to correct them?
You know, and the question is this online or virtual learning going to be counted once the dust? I mean, are they going to be able to even go back to a regular school and function in the grade level they're supposed to be in?
This might become the new norm, and I can see teachers being eliminated, and we have an animated avatar doing the teaching.
Really, yeah.
A hologram of, Albert Einstein teaching math.
Like you see in the sci-fi movie,
Yeah.
like a little, you hit the screen and, what are the AI type of instructor there?
Yeah, I can see that coming.
So anyway, so to close it, do you guys have anything else to
Well,
say?
I was just wondering, have you heard anything about, I don't know if President Trump was doing it to rattle the cage or not, but kind of threw out there that the money ought to follow the children and not the teachers if they don't want to teach.
I agree.
The teachers are saying that it's still too dangerous to go back to school, and so President Trump's saying, well, the kids need to be taught something, and we'll just divert the funds from what would have went to the teachers' organizations of whatever they go by, and divert it to the children, because if they have to seek another source of education, there could be a monetary cost to that. And
There will be.
There will be.
And so by diverting the funds, that would facilitate that endeavor.
Because going to her earlier comments, if you homeschool, you're not working.
Yeah.
Right.
So maybe we could supplement their not working by homeschooling.
Right. And some of the other things is this kids hadn't gone to school from March to June.
Mm-hmm.
Where did that money go? They're wanting more monies again, monies.
The answer is always if we just had more money.
So where is all that money gone where they weren't dealing with our children? Where is it? That's, and should property tax owner or property tax be refunded because the schools weren't using?
Right.
I don't know about here because I rent, but in Texas where I own,
Oh, you're
80
still paying a property tax
Yeah.
in that rent,
Oh,
I
yeah.
guarantee you.
80% though of my property tax was the schools.
Wow.
Yes, 80%. So my question is where is that money going?
Well, that's a whole other segment on where does the money go.
Yeah, but anyway, anything else?
Nope.
Okay. Be safe, watch your six, and don't tread on me. Bye-bye.